Hey there, welcome back to Pepper Geek. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 7 pepper varieties we won't be growing again.
So first on the list of peppers we likely won't grow anymore are the sugar rush peppers. And this might come as a little bit of a surprise because we do talk about them a lot, but they come with their issues as well.
So by sugar rush, we mean sugar rush peach, sugar rush red, and even the sugar rush stripey. They always end up with disease problems. We get spots on the leaves, and it often transfers to the pods as well, making a lot of them unusable.
So even though they are really useful, they have a great heat level, they're pretty tasty, and they make really good pickles, we're probably just going to replace them with something else in our garden.
One exception is probably the stripey. It's just too cool not to grow. You know, those amazing striped pods are just amazing to see.
Maybe just one plant, just one stripey plant. Just one.
Next up are bell peppers, specifically the California Wonder, which is one that we've tried to grow many times here. We always run into disease problems again. That's going to be a recurring issue here that comes back, and a good reason not to grow certain varieties again.
Now that's not to say that we're not going to grow any bell peppers. We're actually growing a lot of bell peppers this year. It's just the California Wonder variety that we're probably not going to grow again.
Yeah, it's really important to select new varieties. So actually, bell peppers are some of the varieties I'm most excited to grow this year because we've never really done enough experimenting to find good types in our area. So we have a pretty long list of new bell pepper varieties that have disease resistance associated with them, and hopefully we'll just have lots of sweet peppers to use.
Hopefully. So the next pepper on our list, I don't know that we're never gonna grow it again, but we're definitely gonna take a little bit of a break because for some reason we just can't make it work in our climate. And that pepper is the Rocoto pepper.
Yeah, and I feel like we'll get a lot of pushback on this one. People really love the Rocoto pepper, and it really is delicious. There are many different colors and sizes to try, but in our experience with our really hot summers, the plants just never produce well.
It's always a huge disappointment, and we had our Rocoto pepper in a pot, and we even moved it around to the shade in different spots we thought it would like better, but it never did well for us, so.
And yeah, I think on this one, we're not gonna say never, but I think we need to go on a break with the Rocoto peppers for a bit. They're super cool though. You have the hairy foliage and the purple flowers and the black seeds and the fruity, hot, delicious flavor. I mean, we're gonna grow them again, let's be honest.
Okay, but...
Next up is the Buena Mulata pepper, also known as the purple cayenne type pepper. And while this was a beautiful plant to look at, lovely purple flowers and purple peppers, the flavor and the heat level just wasn't really there for us.
But we did try the pepper in every single stage of its growth and it never really tasted that great to us. And on top of that, the plants just weren't that prolific anyways. So as far as cayenne peppers go, there are definitely other varieties that we prefer. The Cayennetta is delicious, and we have a whole video where we tasted all different cayenne peppers, so check that out if you're looking for some recommendations. So the next pepper on our list of peppers that we likely will not grow again, you might recognize it from when we did our jalapeno tasting in one of our other videos, and that is the Jaloro pepper. Now this jalapeno pepper has a thinner skin than most other jalapeno peppers, and we just weren't crazy about the taste when it came down to trying all of the varieties that we did grow.
For whatever reason, this plant was also more prone to disease, and especially pests were particularly drawn to the Jaloro. We had a stink bug problem that really ravaged this plant and a few others, but there were other jalapeno varieties that did so well and didn't have that issue. And to top it off, this pepper variety had a lot of seeds inside, making it less desirable to use as slices.
That being said, if you're looking for a pepper variety that turns from yellow to red, then just grow banana peppers because they're so tasty and versatile.
Or maybe the Hungarian hot wax. Another pepper we will not be growing again is the Zupai, or sometimes called the Sharpei pepper. This was like a perfect example of a variety that looks really cool and it has a lot of sort of intrigue to it, but when it came to actually using the peppers, it really fell short.
So the pods really did make a pretty good powder, but on the plant, the pods themselves would dry out while they were on the plant, and then bugs would get hidden in the wrinkles, and it just wasn't the best pepper.
Yep, like anything, we saw the picture and thought it looked cool and just decided to grow it. But in the end, it was more of a photo opportunity than it was an actual useful pepper. So while it made a good dried flake or powder, I'd much rather grow something like a cayenne for that purpose.
And it's named after a dog, so, we had to grow it for that reason too. And the last pepper on our list will also probably come as a huge surprise. It's a super hot pepper, the Carolina Reaper. There are lots of reasons we probably won't grow this pepper ever again. It's too hot, we're not hot sauce makers, and there are so many other peppers that are super hots and they're absolutely delicious. They have better flavor.
So I feel like it's sort of a rite of passage. If you're new to growing and you want to grow the hottest pepper in the world, by all means, grow a Carolina Reaper plant, get it out of your system, because you're gonna find out soon that it's probably too much for you to handle too. Not everyone. I know a lot of people like to torture themselves with the worst, hottest pepper out there, but for us, it's definitely too much. A single pepper is way too much for like a single bottle of hot sauce. It's just overkill. And to top it off, there are so many other super hots out there. The Capsicum chinense species is one of the most diverse and interesting species, full of new varieties, colors, and exotic peppers to try. So why waste this space growing the Reaper if we can try one of those instead?
So what about the 7-pot Primo? You think we should grow that again?
Maybe.
It is worth noting that we really liked the way the purple Carolina Reaper looked, so we might grow that again sometime down the road, but we just don't have any use for Carolina Reaper peppers in our kitchen, and we're really excited to just grow other chinense varieties.
The same goes for some of the other super hots that we've tried growing, like the 7-pot bubblegum and the brain strain pepper, the death spiral. There are so many that we've tried, and we will try more again, but we've definitely cut back on the number of super hots after every year. We went kind of crazy a couple years ago, growing like 20 or 30 different ones, and now we're down to maybe 5 to 7 each year, and that's still more than we need.
You know, we don't want to grow what we can't use or give away, and a lot of people don't like the hot peppers that we try to give away to them, so we want to be mindful of what we're growing.
Now you may be wondering, what are we going to do with these giant Dorset Naga plants that we're growing this year? Well, we have an idea to share the harvests with a local hot sauce maker who makes really delicious and amazing hot sauces in our area. So we're going to make sure they go to a good purpose.
So we want to hear in the comments what peppers you are not growing this year or likely ever again because you had a bad experience or you just didn't like them. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Never again? Or never say never.
We'll probably grow them again, honestly. We have no control.
Yeah.
7 pepper varieties we'll be growing again despite not liking them at all.